Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ from Game News USA here, back today with another top 10. Today we're going to count down my top 10 Nintendo 3DS games of all time. But first, I want to talk about the 3DS a little bit. Me personally, it's my favorite handheld system. No, I'm not joking. Nintendo Switch is a hybrid system. But when I talk about a dedicated system that's a handheld like the 3DS, that's my favorite one. I prefer it to the DS. I prefer it to the Game Boy Advance. I prefer it to the original Game Boy or the Atari Lynx or Sega system. It doesn't matter. 3DS, my personal favorite. I spent $250 at launch for the thing. Now, it sold about half as good as the DS did, but I think the library is twice as good. That's just my opinion. If you don't like it, sorry. You can leave your thoughts in the comments below what you think your favorite handheld is. But there are times people have said they've missed Nintendo handhelds. I don't. I like how the Switch is. I like how it can be either or. I like how the libraries are combined. But quite often in that era of Nintendo with the Wii U and the 3DS was often carrying the torch for the company, keeping it afloat, honestly. It had an excellent library. And guys, not everything you think is going to make the list made the list. And that's okay. It's my list. You all can make a list if you like to. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. Number 10. Metroid Samus Returns. It's a remake of Metroid 2, which came out on the original Game Boy. And it's an absolute excellent update, an absolute excellent, remake of the game. And it came fairly late into the 3DS's life. In fact, I wondered, why is this game not on Switch instead? Well, we got our answer because Metroid Dread came out a few years later. Number 9. New Super Mario Bros. 2. You know, often people criticized the New Super Mario Bros. Series, said they were fatigued with it, they got tired of it, and a lot of people cited New Super Mario Bros. 2 as a reason why. I couldn't disagree more. I thought the game was actually much better than the original New Super Mario Bros., which I did rank number 1 as a DS game. And I'm saying the number 9 game on the 3DS game was better. If that gets you an idea of how much I love the 3DS. So New Super Mario Bros. 2 had this coin mechanic where coins were just all over the place. It had a coin counter. And, by the way, I maxed the coin counter out. It was like 99999 all the way across. I played the game way too much. Got addicted to the coin collecting. Buying DLC map packs when I never really bought DLC map packs before. For anything other than another game on this list that we'll get to later. So yes, very much enjoy New Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 8, Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Now, it's not the best Smash Bros. Game. It's actually often forgotten about a little bit. But it was very unique to actually be able to play Smash Bros. On a handheld for the first time. And it had some modes and features that the console version did not have. So I thought the game was incredibly important to have in the lineage of Smash Bros. And definitely deserves a spot on this list. Number 7, Kid Icarus Uprising. This is probably my favorite game that has bad controls ever. This game will cramp your hands. It absolutely needs to be redone for the Switch. I don't know why it hasn't been yet. It's criminal it hasn't been. But despite that, despite the hand crampiness, This game is really good, and I need more Kid Icarus in my life, without a doubt. It's really fun. At times, it's like an on-rails shooter. It's an action game. It's complete reinvention, reimagining of Kid Icarus, and it's really good, guys. Check it out. It's definitely one of the games that, if you pick up a 3DS, pick this one up. Number 7, Kid Icarus Uprising. Number 6, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Look, I have played the original Xenoblade Chronicles 3 times. I played it originally on the Wii, when I didn't know what the hell it was. But I got hyped for it and bought it from GameStop. I've played the Definitive Edition on the Switch, which is absolutely the best version to play. But seeing Xenoblade Chronicles on the little handheld 3DS with the little Pro attachment is definitely one of the most unique gaming experiences I've ever had. And it was very fun and enjoyable, and I love Xenoblade Chronicles. That's why it's number 6 on the list. Number 5, Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I'm ready to tell you guys something controversial that might make you freak out. To me, A Link Between Worlds is the best top-down 2D Zelda. Yeah, I went there. I think it's a little better than A Link to the Past. I say it with a straight face. Everything A Link to the Past ever did, this game upped the ante. So good, so enjoyable, so fun. And it's one of those games that I will always think of right alongside my 3DS. Number 4. There is one Zelda game that's better on there, though. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D. It really cleaned up the graphics on one of the most classic Zelda adventures ever. And I actually prefer this version to the N64 version, as crazy as that sounds. I know I'm saying a lot of crazy things that you guys may not believe. But I loved Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS. It was very, very fun, very enjoyable. In fact, if I were to present a new gamer to Ocarina of Time, would I give him the 3D version, or would I give him the N64 version? I would give him the 3DS version first. I wouldn't say the same thing about Super Mario 64 DS. I'd give him the N64 version. That shows how highly I think of Ocarina of Time 3D. Number 3, Fire Emblem Awakening. Guys, before this, I dabbled in Fire Emblem here and there. I more looked at them as awesome Smash Bros. Characters. But Fire Emblem Awakening changed everything. In fact, it changed things so dramatically, I now think of Fire Emblem first has its own franchise, not just Smash Bros. Characters, although they're good in there too. But adding casual mode where you didn't have permadeath opened the floodgates for me, because I hated the permadeath mechanic. Couldn't stand it. But when they added a casual mode to be able to, not lose your characters permanently, I was all on board. And I played this game for so many hours. And this is the game I told you about earlier, where I bought all the DLC map packs, because I just couldn't get enough of it. I was chipping those $2.50 in to get every DLC map pack. I couldn't get enough of Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm a little surprised I like Fire Emblem Engage just a little more. But this game, it's 10. Like, there ain't no way to say it. It's pretty much a 10. 9.5, 10, whatever you want to call it. Number 2 on the list, Mario Kart 7. Why? Mario Kart 7 is one of those games that, even when I was going through a gaming hiatus in 2016, I rebought a 2DS. Yes, they actually had a 2DS. And it came with Mario Kart 7. And I did it just to casually game online with it, because I love Mario Kart that much. And Mario Kart 7 had so many good tracks. It added the airplane mechanic, the underwater mechanic, and I very much could not put the game down. Played it hundreds of hours. Mario Kart 7, my favorite handheld Mario Kart, easily. And number 2 on the list. But that leaves number 1, and I think it's an obvious choice. Super Mario 3D Land. It had amazing level design, whether the 3D was on or off. It's one of the few games I really did play with the 3D on. Most every other game, I just kept the 3D off. This game, I had the 3D on. This game was so unique. Remember, this predates 3D World. So you had a perfect mix between 2D Mario, this idea of linear progression, but on a new 3D plane, which was more similar to what you've seen in 64 or Galaxy, and stuff like that. It was a good blending of the two, and I absolutely love that. And I would love to see more games like 3D Land and 3D World in the future. There needs to be a third pillar of Mario. Actually, 4 pillars of mainline Mario. Mario Makers, 3D World, 3D Land type games, your big 3D games like Mario Odyssey, and your classic 2D games that look like Mario Wonder, you know. But love 3D Land. It's number 1 on the list. Guys, that is my list of the top 10 3DS games. Thank you all for watching. Peace. Have a good one. I'm out.